Good evening. What's going on there, guys? It is the Earthmaster here on the Friday night with a quick update video. A large earthquake coming into the Vanuatu region. A 7.2 earthquake striking this region of the world. Look at unbelievable. Look how deep this earthquake is. A 7.2 striking at 487 kilometers below the surface, showing up pretty significantly on the Solomon Island station, which is going to be the station right here. That's a pretty good signature of a large quake there, no doubt. We have been seeing quite a bit of deep movement in this area over the last couple days or so. There's that 7.2 in the Vanuatu region, just southwest of Fiji. It's a little bit more closer to the Fiji area, but USGS reporting that in that area of Vanuatu area. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with this earthquake. Any type of tsunami statement, it has been reviewed by the seismologist, or the professional that is. Tsunami Warning Center. We'll go ahead and see what's going on with that earthquake or with the advisory. It doesn't look like there is anything at the moment. This earthquake just striking, just about 4 or 5 minutes ago. See what these guys are reporting here. An earthquake with a preliminary magnitude 7.2. No tsunami threat. I'm guessing it's because of how deep this earthquake is. That is some large scale movement, folks, at a very deep level. This thing here could trigger, no doubt, quite a bit of increase in pressure up here to this watch area that we've been kind of watching for quite a while. When it comes to just a lack of activity around the Japan area. So, man, let me tell you, it's deep, and it's a large earthquake, very large. So once again, 7.2 in the Vanuatu area, 487 kilometers below the surface. Let's go ahead and check out some other activity around the globe real quick, including the West Coast, where we've seen a 3.6 right smack dab on the Garlock fault structure. That's this shear fault system, kind of runs east to west, a little bit opposite, I should say completely opposite of what we would see along the plate boundaries here, the North American and Pacific plate, known as the San Andreas fault, right? A lot of other fault systems run north to south, but this one right here, it's a major player. That's a pretty lengthy fault system, and very dynamic when it comes to producing some large earthquakes. I think there's a much larger chance of this thing triggering the San Andreas fault. If we were to get a larger one on the Garlock fault, I think we could see it trigger the San Andreas fault, the southern end here, a lot more than what scientists think. That's just my observation. A little bit of movement up here around the Bay Area as well, along the Hayward fault system. A 3.0, this fault system right here too, just as dangerous. Maybe not as dangerous as the San Andreas fault, but definitely some worry here. There was a study put out about 10, 12 years ago of the hazard potential of this fault system in the Bay Area. Largely populated density through Oakland area, San Leandro, Hayward, Berkeley. I mean, that's just a massive amount of people crammed into a small area. And that thing is definitely capable of producing a pretty good sized quake. So some further movement off the coast of Oregon as well into the Cascadia. Movement up through the Aleutian looks kind of minimal for right now, but I think we're going to be on guard here with this deep movement. A lot of times when we see deeper earthquake activity, and I'm talking about 4 or 5s, we see a little adjustment up here to the north. But now that it's a pretty large quake at a fairly deep level, man, I would definitely be surprised if we didn't see something up here very soon. Let's go ahead and check out the Yellowstone thumbnails, because we are seeing a return of the earthquake swarm activity in Yellowstone National Park. It's kind of kicked up yesterday and the day before, and today it continues into the northwest corner of the park. Maple Creek area picking up quite a bit of significant earthquake movement in the Yellowstone area. That earthquake activity showing up all over the regional seismograph stations here, including Mary Lake. So there's quite a bit of earthquake activity taking place. A bunch more. Let me tell you, a bunch more than what the USGS is reporting here on this map. You can see quite a bit of swarming activity away from Yellowstone as well, stretching all the way up towards Helena. But this swarming activity, they just have a few earthquakes, 10 earthquakes. That's very minimal, folks. There's a lot more than 10 earthquakes showing up on these maps here. Maple Creek, you can count probably, if you wanted to count every single one of these spikes here, we're looking at who knows what, 60, maybe 60, 70 earthquakes or so. Eventually, no doubt, the USGS will get to them, folks. So, tremor, we're kicking up that real quick. It's continuing. Cascadia subduction zone. I still think this thing's going to pop. It's been 321 years since the last major full rupture. We don't need a full rupture to make a major seismically hazardous earthquake in this region. Just a partial rupture down here in the southern end, like an 8.2 magnitude, could trigger a massive tsunami along the Oregon coast and shake things up quite, unfortunately, badly. But that is continuing today, folks, with 491 epicenters of tremor in the Washington area and also Northern California, stretching up into Vancouver Island area as well. This activity continuing. It's been continuing probably about 9 days now, of just roughly about the same epicenters each day, roughly around 400 to 500, sometimes more each day. So we're kind of watching that. Need to watch the Cascadia. That's a big one. That thing is no joke. I think a lot of people underestimate it. All right, guys, have a good night. Once again, let's see if the USGS has downgraded it. Looks like it's staying a steady 7.2 in the Vanuatu region, 487 kilometers for that earthquake. All right, guys, we'll chat you a little bit later. Stay safe out there. Peace out. Have a good night. Stay safe.